What's up, YouTube? Back again. This is week number 3 of LUME's thoughts, talking about being intentional or having intentions, right? So, reason why I want to bring you all this video is because I think by having intentions or being intentional based off of the things that you want, so your goals, your wants, this is what separates those from progressing or becoming great and those who are uh, digressing or are staying in the same place, right? Not becoming a great, staying average, or just not getting shit done, period, right? I think this is very important when going forward in my next videos. How can you take my advice and use it to your benefit if you aren't intentional about what you want out of life, or in the current situation that you are in, and things of that nature, right? So I just Googled it, right? So the word intentional definition: done on purpose, deliberate. Here are some synonyms, right? So deliberate, calculated, right? Uh, Intended, knowing, purposeful, right? Or, prearranged, right? So just based off of that, right? Done on purpose. When I think of that, I start to apply that towards different situations in life where, this doesn't mean that I was always intentional, right? So different areas in life where if I would have been more intentional with my actions, I would have achieved more, right? So think about this. When it comes to finances, are you intentional about actually saving that dollar amount that you need or that you want for future goals? When it comes to relationships and dating, are you intentional about going out, meeting women, or meeting that guy of your dreams? Or when it comes to just like uh, work, right? Are you intentional about becoming the best at your job or your career field? Playing sports, are you intentional? Like, I play receiver in college, so if I'm running a football route, am I intentional about getting to that point and hitting a break, or am I just jogging through the motions, right? Jogging through the motions, basically, you are the opposite of being intentional. Like, there's no purpose, right? It's not done with purpose. You're the opposite of doing something with purpose, right? So let's take a step back. I want to give y'all an example about a simple situation, and actually a conversation that I had today with a coworker of mine, right? And I'm gonna paint the picture for y'all. So I work in corporate America, um, and in corporate America, a lot of things are, um, you know, this is how it has been done for years, and um, this is your career path through these positions, and based off this amount of time in this position, you can expect this income, things of that nature, right? So it's like corporate America, where it's kind of like, here are the guidelines, and you should follow them, right? So right now, me and my coworker were having a discussion at lunch, right? And mind you, he has been in this position roughly 6 months or longer than I have, right? So I can already tell. I used to be in a commission sales role where I made my own schedule, and it was pretty flexible, and I worked as hard as I could, and based off of that effort, I made my income. And now I'm in a position where I'm kind of working 40 hours a week, and it's a set income, and you know I can see where the growth is, but it's almost like it's calculated for me. But coming from a career sales position, I know how to work my ass off, right? And I know how to put myself in situations to win, right? So back to discussion. I'm having a discussion with my coworker, and he, like I said, he's been there a little bit longer than me. He states to me that he's not really happy in his position, and he doesn't feel like he can do that position that much longer. Like, something has to change, right? And mind you, I've been in a position 6 months less than him. And one thing that I share with him today, and like I said, I give people advice, and that's why I'm doing this channel, is that since I've been at the company, right, at least once a month, I reach out to someone in senior leadership and I schedule a lunch meeting with them to talk over lunch and just introduce myself and share with them my aspirations, my dreams, my career goals to advance me, right? Now, this blew his mind. His response was, I really haven't reached out to anyone. Um, actually, like I never really thought of doing anything, but I should start reaching out to people and getting to meet people around the company. And my response to him was, and the reason, I guess the reason why this all came up is because a couple of days prior, he had just seen me at a lunch meeting with a senior leadership, this lady that has been with my company for over 30 years. Me and her were talking. He's kind of like, oh, how did that go? And it was a good meeting, right? So by me sharing that with him, I guess it sparked this conversation. But to say all that, what I responded to him when he was like, I should start to get to meet people, even though he's been there longer than me. I told him this is what I said. I said, you got to understand, if you are working in corporate America and you understand how this system works, right? Even though my meeting a couple of days ago was not, in my eyes, going to put me in a very high position that next week or 6 months down the line, right? But say 2, 3, 5 years from now, when I'm going for a super high position, or I get promoted to a level where there is opportunity for me to make a huge career jump in my company, by me meeting all these senior leaderships once a month, that means within 12 months I have met a lot of department heads, right? So my name is in the air, and it's not that they are actually going to give me a position, or that gave me advantage against anyone else that's going for the same job. But what it did was it put me on their map. And that's one thing that you have to understand, right? By me being intentional, and this is what I'm going to tie this all back together. By me being intentional about, I know I want to be at a higher level, right? I'm not going to spend every week working 40 hours and not find a way to push the boundaries to take me to the next level. I'm very intentional about what I want to do in life. So that means I have to take the initiative to go ahead and reach out to these senior leadership members and say, okay, this is me. This is LUME, right? I want to meet you all. I want to share with you what my goals, aspirations are. Even if you don't consider me for the position, you know who I am. And when you see me around, I can, hey, how you doing? Or, oh, I know her and I know him, right? And I think the difference between me, I'm not saying that like I'm better than my coworker, but the difference between me and him in that situation is he's been there longer, but he's not intentional about him actually changing his position, right? So he's stuck in a situation where he's not happy with what he does, but at the same time, he's going to allow other people to dictate his salary, other people to dictate what he does every day for work, and be unhappy about it without making decisions on purpose or actions on purpose, being intentional about that, about moving himself to the next level. He's going to be stuck. Unlike myself, I don't think I'm in the greatest position, right? But I can handle it. But I'm also knowing that I may potentially get burnt out at the current pace that I'm current capacity of the job that I'm doing right now. I might get burnt out, and I'm being intentional by laying those seeds and planting those seeds and reaching out to these senior leadership members, so that when I do decide to, like, okay, this is enough for me in this position, I got people I can lean on. And I think that is one thing that everyone watching this video should just take it to mind. Like, are you being intentional about the things that you say you want?